Hello, everybody. It is Thursday, July the 11th, and this is Captain Marty. Thank you for stopping by our fishing report. I'll be right back to tell you what's going on with Outer Banks fishing in just a second.
Ahoy there, folks. Captain Edward Lee here, and I want to invite you aboard the Miss Oregon Inlet 2. She's a modern 60-foot head boat outfitted with the latest top-quality safety and fishing equipment. We make 3 trips per day out of the world-famous Oregon Inlet Fishing Center. Visit MissOregonInlet.com or call us today at 252-251-4314. So ditch the beach for a bit and set sail with the Miss Oregon Inlet 2.
At Fishing Unlimited on the Nags Head Manio Causeway, not only can you get stocked up with all the bait, tackle, and amenities necessary to fish, but you can also be your own captain. That's right. At Fishing Unlimited, you can rent one of their spacious pontoon boats to go fishing, crabbing, dolphin watching, or just to cruise the Roanoke Sound. It's family fun at its finest. Half-day and full-day rentals are available. Be your own captain at Fishing Unlimited on the Nags Head Manio Causeway.
Our fishing report did not really change much over the last 24 hours, and that's what happens this time of year. Everything is pretty much holding its own. Our offshore fleets have to really work, but they're good at that. I would say they're some of the best in the world in my mind, and they're prepared. Captains and mates are prepared to make a day of it one way or the other, pretty much. In Hatteras, they continue to have some pretty good mahi or dolphin fishing down there, mostly the smaller Baylor size, which is true for all of our offshore fishing right now. But there's also a few blackfin tuna, a scattered wahoo. Jessie on the Carolina Girl had a 56-pounder 2 days ago. She's right there in Hatteras Harbor, one of my longtime sponsors, so that's a nice one. There's a few Spanish mackerel, king mackerel, things like that. Get a little bit closer to the beach, they're catching some red drum, some bluefish, and still a little bit of bottom fishing going on. And that's going to be mostly for sea bass and really tilefish and triggerfish. All of those really, really good eating fish. Oregon Inlet Fleet, almost identical catches, a few more yellowfin tuna in the catches. Their dolphin fishing is also the Baylors almost exclusively, and I see a lot of tilefish catches almost every boat, almost every day. And that's just a sign that fishing is getting a little bit on the scrappy side. It's a Plan B type fishery, but tilefish, as I said yesterday, are really good to eat, and you catch them on the bottom as well. Inshore at Oregon Inlet, ribbonfish, some moonfish, some red drum, and some Spanish mackerel is what I got on my list. So a little bit of a mix. Again, all these catches are just telling me that it's a little bit on the scrappy side. So we'll be thankful for what we do have, and surf and pier fishing, sort of the same thing. It's not a whole lot going on. It's a little bit slow with this hot weather. Small bottom fish are biting a little bit, sea mullet, spots, and croakers. If you're lucky, a bluefish, a puppy drum, or speckled trout. And I have not heard of much else, especially I haven't had any reports yesterday on any of the bigger type fish that occasionally are caught in the piers in the middle of the summertime. That would be a cobia or a king mackerel or a tarpon. There have been a few tarpon caught, but not yesterday that I'm aware of. So, main thing to remember, I know I talk about it a lot in a lot of my fishing reports, but when it gets this hot, you need to fish so early in the morning that the sun is just breaking the horizon. And the same thing in the evening, you want to do that right about dark. And that's when everything starts feeding. Remember, the other thing is you don't overcast. Most of the fishing goes on right up close to shore in the wash where everything's up there feeding on sand, fleas, and shrimp. So keep all that in mind. We'll take a little break right here, and we'll be back to tell you what's happening in the backcountry.
I'm sitting here with Captain Andy Ennis of Old North State Charters, and Andy, it seems as if you catch fish or you crash your boat trying to catch fish.
Well, Justin, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. When I get on my boat in the morning, it reeks of excellence. No one can hang with my stuff. I'm just a big old hairy American fishing machine. You ain't first, you're last. Check out what I do online at oldnorthstatefishing.com. If you want to catch some fish, let's go.
Backcountry fishing also remains almost identical. We do have these roving schools of drum. Some are in the ocean, some are back in the Pamlico Sound, some are in the other sounds. We don't have the clear water like you have in the Florida Keys or the Bahamas, but if you get a good pair of polarized sunglasses, a lot of this drum fishing is sight casting to schools of drum in all the size ranges. And then there's also another group of people that are doing it with cut bait, fishing on the bottom on the edge of the shoals. but it's been good. It's been a good summer on drumming. It's been a good summer on speckled trout. The numbers on the speckled trout have dropped down a little bit with this hot weather, but it's still been really, really good. The one thing that we talk about a lot, and I don't mean to be a broken record, but the sheephead fishing is very, very good. And each year it seems like it's getting better. That's something you don't hear a whole lot about these days and times, but sheephead fishing is always around structure. It's always on the bottom, and you need to have some fiddler crabs, which I've been hearing that some of the tackle shops now are carrying live fiddler crabs, which is awesome. But they like to be around structure. Remember what I told you the other day, that if you'll take a shovel with you, if you're in your boat, always carry a shovel. A flat shovel is best, like a snow shovel. If you take that and scrape the barnacles off the piling, you will not believe the difference it'll make on the amount of bites you'll get on your fiddler crab, because that's just like putting free chum in the water, and the sheephead love to eat those barnacles anyway. So that's something you might want to try. Don't forget also that there are other things to fish for, like bluefish, for instance. All summer we've had these 4-pound bluefish, especially down there back of Hatteras, and that's a surface fishery. You'll need to troll something shiny or cast and retrieve something shiny like a sting silver or a gotcha plug or something like that. So there are plenty of options. We also have something else. If you've got the kids and you're looking for something to do, this is a great time of year to go and do a waterman charter. Waterman charters take you out, and then right now they're dragging their shrimp nets, and the kids work the net, they empty the catch, they cull everything off the table, and it's a day in the life of a commercial fisherman. The trips are only 2 to 4 hours long. They're affordable. You can bring up to 6 people total. Doesn't matter the age, a total of 6 people. And most of our marinas do offer a waterman charter. So that's something you might want to think about, and go out there and get the kids out on a boat. And that's something you'll take the seafood that you catch home. So that's the bonus to that trip. All right, well, I think that's about everything for today. I'll keep you posted. We got rain into the weekend. Doesn't really hurt the fishing if we don't have too much wind with it. So we'll see what happens. Have a great day.